Alright, Subpart I, detailed requirements for Class 3 flammable combustible liquid materials. It's 176.305, general storage requirements. Class 3 flammable combustion liquid must be kept at a cool for reasonable practice to protect the source of the heat away from the potential source of the ignition. Except of the white provided in 176.76G, but the package will contain Class 3 flammable liquid with the fan with a safety relief device must be stowed on deck only. The following requirements apply with each for the whole of the compartment in which any Class 3 flammable combustible liquids are being transported. Whole compartment must be ventilated except for the store for the non-bulk package for the choice to Class 3 flammable liquids. Then, flash point above 23 degrees Celsius, 73 degrees Fahrenheit, the Title 43 CFR 178. The definition may not be non-ventilated whole. Storage Class 3 flammable combustible liquids over the 20 feet with the bulkhead formed of the boundary deck with the boiler room, the engine room, the coal bunker, galley of the boiler room. Uptake with is not permitted with the amount of liquid to be stowed in the hole of the will not permanently comply with the requirements of 200 feet with the separation, less separation distance authorized at least once from the following conditions exist. The bulk deck is covered with at least 3 inches of the insulation of the entire air subject to heat. A temporary wooden bulkhead of at least 2 inches of the bulk thick of the construct for the hole with at least 3 inches of the engine room. 5.9 inches of the bulk boiler room bulkhead for the covering an entire area for the bulkhead and subject to the heat of the space between the permanent bulkhead for the temporary wooden bulkhead is filled with the mineral wool and equivalent bulk non-combustible insulation material. Temporary wooden bulkhead constructed at least 1 inch for the thickest element of the groove sheeting and located in 3 feet of the boiler room on the engine room bulkhead filled with sand height of 7 feet above the tank top. If the cargo compartment is located between the decks of 3 feet with the sand, liquids may not be stowed in the hole within 20 feet with a common bulkhead of the engine room and left the means the vessel propulsion internal combustion engine. Each cargo opening of the bulkhead with the adjacent hole securely with a closed off made gas tight and left the adjacent hole used in the stowage with the Class 3 flammable liquid, class liquid hot. In addition to the requirements specified in paragraph B of the section hold with the following requirements apply with each for the holding compartment in which Class 3 flammable liquids are transported. Fully effective hatch cover must be tarpaulin with the protective the dungeon before overstowing the with any of the cargo. Tarpaulin must be in one piece free of the brain and tiers of the holes. If Class 3 flammable liquids except the 2,240 pounds are stowed on the deck of the boat, one hole within the compartment, the fire screen must be fitted with the web of each of the vent of the deck leading from the hole of the compartment. The fire screen must complete with the cover over the open area. It must be considered the 2-layer of the corrosion-resistant metal wire, 20 by 20 mesh fire safe, not less than 4/10 of an inch more within 1.6 inches. Apart with the screen more removable only if the means of the screw and then plate with the wind surface can provide the electrical power line in the hole of the compartment must be protected with strong metal with the covering and the crushing of the cargo must be stowed against. The separate fitting was to prove the typical with explosion electrical fittings, electrical circuit, the surface of the compartment must be disconnected also with the power of the point outside of the hole of the compartment containing flammable liquids. No circuit may be energized. The flammable liquids and vapor to have them removed the whole compartment. The explosion proof of the type of the portable lighting that may be used and sort of the power with electrical outlets outside of the holder and compartment above the weather and deck. Class 3 flammable liquids shafts over the 2240 but may not be transported in the hold of the compartment that is fitted with the gooseneck of the type of the vented head. On passenger vessels, each for the holding compartment, even the transportation Class 3 flammable liquids must be equipped with the overhead with the water sprinkler system, fire finger system. Passenger valve is vessels all hold them compartment with the transport Class 3 liquids passenger space must have the overdeck for the over 60 type of the construction Title 46 CFR 720510C1 equivalent has on the side of the cover at least 3 inches of the non-combustible insulation. No Class flammable liquid in the drum or the wood and clay if they have an inside of the packaging more than 0.310 of the gallon capacity. Each boat may be stowed as in being filled with a wooden barrel. Wooden box, fiberboard, any with a Class 3 flammable liquid material inside of the packaging, not more than 1 meter or 3.310 of the gallon capacity. Each may be the only stove being filled with a possible to stove on the side of marking. 176.315 fire protection requirements for each of the 21,000 gallons of the part of the Class 3 flammable compatible liquid being transported with the board valve, the portable tank, the rail tank, car, motor vehicle, the cargo tank with the swamp to provide at least VMV with the semi-portable 40 gallon capacity of the Title 40 CFR 95 and 9050 with the dry chemical 1,000 pounds minimum capacity equivalent fire extinguisher fire hose fitted with approved portable mechanical from the nozzle with a pickup of the tube with a 5 gallon can foam with a liquid concentrate. Each foam system must be suitable to which each Class 3 flammable combustible liquid which is required. Fire extinguisher must be acceptable to the tank of intended for the fire hose. Each of the fire hydrant is seen with the Class 3 flammable combustible liquid storage area that must be fitted with approved within combustion combination solid stream wash main nozzle. Pressure must be maintained in the vessel fire maintaining during the loading and unloading of the Class 3 flammable combustible liquids. 15-pound capacity hand portable dry chemical desorderable. 2.6 gallon foam type of extinguisher must be acceptable to package out Class 3 flammable with combustible liquid and suitable for the use of the landing. The requirements of section do not apply for the portable tanks to the extent they are authorized in Title 46, Part 98, Title 46, CFR Part 60. For 176-320, use the hand flashlight, use the deck near the holding compartment containing the Class 3 flame liquid must be suitable to the hazard of location where the fire explosion hazard may exist. 176-325, smoking in open flame posting with a warning sign. Smoking in the opening flame prohibited with the holding compartment of Class 3 flammable combustible liquid near any class flammable combustible liquid show the stove on deck with near the ventilator leading holding containers such as material oil, sign with carrying a legend, flammable vapors, keeping the light of the fire away with no smoking. Most posted in approved for the Class 3 flammable liquid combustible liquid stowed on the deck of the near east of the cargo ventilator leading to the hole of the compartment containing the material. The sign must be maintained with a white background with red letters. The red letters may not be less than 3 inches high. 176-340, combustible liquid in portable tank. The combustible liquid is having the flash point of 100 degrees Fahrenheit higher may be transported vessel only in one of the portable tanks specified with the specification portable tank of the authorized 173-321-241 subchapter non-specification portable tank subject to the following conditions. Each portable tank must be conformed with the DOT specification 57 portable tank except for this. Oh, shit, it is. Except for the otherwise provided with a paragraph rated capacity of the tank not exceeding 1,200 gallon with a rate of the gross weight with a not exceeding 30,000 pounds with the vibration test needed to perform. I can assure you, and the whole source for the tank exceeding 160 square feet total emergency ventilation capacity determined in accordance with the table 1 with the 173.435.345.10 subchapter. Place specification and application parking to make of the tank must be the 2 side of the letters and 5.2 inch for the high on contrasting background for the combustible liquid only. Title 49 CFR 176-4-340. Latter marking against the certification person out there the combustible liquid for the transportation of the portable tank to form with the pipe or the spare gas. Each tank must be made of steel with the design pressure for the tank must not be less than 9 psi. No pressure relief device opening less than 5 psi gauge. If the tank must be retested and marked with at least once every 2 years with the corners for the requirements of applicable to DOT specification 57 portable tank 180. 605 subchapter. Each of the tank must be conformed with version 173.24 subchapter 180 to 605B and J of the subchapter. Portable tank approved with the commandment of the U.S. Coast Guard, and you don't know the reason why. Subpart J. Detailed requirements: Class 4 flammable solids and Class 5 oxidized or oxidized peroxide Division 1-5 materials.